Hello and welcome to my first video on this brand new channel. My name is Qui-Gon Ting, and today we're looking at what the lightsaber colours mean, what variations are there, and how they become what they are when the Force user wields them. Now, something to immediately take note of is that there are two types of crystals, natural and synthetic. And there were even cases of crystals not being used, but first, let's cover natural. If you've played Fallen Order or watched the Clone Wars, you've probably seen how a Jedi get these, in particular from the planet Ilum. But in the book Master and Apprentice, there are mentions of the ability to find these growing on other planets. Even Dantooine is shown as Knights of the Old Republic. It's a bit of a grey area, as Revan is now canon, but the games are now legends. However, once a Jedi or Sith have the crystal, they imbue it with the Force, often meditating for days. This could even enhance certain Force abilities depending on the user and their affinity. Fun fact, Luke Skywalker prepared his crystal in Ben Kenobi's home. According to Jedi Fallen Order and the Clone Wars animated show, you don't pick your crystal. The crystal picks you, and especially in Ilum's case. We know that it turns into almost a rite of passage and a challenge from the Force to find your crystal in time. I love what they did with the frozen door slowly refreezing, further adding to the challenge. Synthetic crystals actually work out as a more powerful saber for dark side users, and it was typically Sith that used them. But when Ilum was no longer accessible for the Jedi, they moved to synthetic as well, and that is what Luke Skywalker did. But believe it or not, these were known to occasionally break a Jedi saber. Just like normal crystals though, they imbue it with the Force energy, but their personality, making it much more unique, especially in terms of colour. Sith synthetic crystals could be cleansed from their dark side power, sometimes turn the crystals yellow, or in Ahsoka's case, white. If I went into every specific colour, we could be here all day. However, most sabers are variations of a certain few. Without going into them straight away, there are blue, green, yellow, orange, red, purple, white, and black. If you look at the MMO Star Wars: The Old Republic, you will know what I mean when I say there is a huge plethora of colours and varieties, including different core and outline, making even a single blade dual colours. Before I go into the meaning behind the colours, what's your favourite? As you can imagine, Qui-Gon's is just awesome. I'm stuck between that and Obi-Wan's, and I'm currently rocking a lovely mint green saber in Old Republic. But guys, pick a colour and a hilt. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys like. Blue crystals in the past meant you were a Guardian. These focus on more the practicalities of the Force, and if you saw the Jedi of old hit a blue saber, you knew that they were soldiers of the Order, adept with the Force, but much greater focus on particular skills such as martial arts and with the saber. In Legends, they were designed to be the light side version of a Sith warrior, and when the Republic army was disbanded, they became defenders and lawmen, travelling around the Outer Rim. In canon, a Guardian could be a variation of a Jedi Master, known as a Warrior Master. Green crystals represent a Consular. Think of Qui-Gon and Yoda, all about the mysteries of the Force. After all, these were the first two to become a Force ghost in the main films. As you can imagine, knowing these two Jedi, the focus of the Consular was the Force, scholars and being sources of wisdom. In the case of Qui-Gon, he focused a lot on many different prophecies, even making Obi-Wan study them too. This doesn't mean they weren't skilled with the saber, but that was not their primary focus, as they often tried words or non-violent use of the Force to resolve problems. Think of Phantom Menace. Credits will do fine. No, they won't! Credits will do fine. No, they won't! What do you think, you are some kind of Jedi with your hand around like that? I'm a Todarian! Or when he uses the Force to make sure it lands on Anakin, not his mother. Yellow crystals represented Sentinels. You saw these typically guarding the temple on Coruscant, however they were an in-between of Guardians and Consular, often applying a more common sense, practical knowledge to their skill set. Cunning fighters, and they wouldn't always approach it head-on, but with tactics, along with stealth on occasion. At least for the temple guards, they always adopted a double-bladed saber. White lightsabers in Legends meant you were a member of the Imperial Knights. However, in canon, the most recent wielder of these is Ahsoka Tano. She obtained two Sith lightsabers, and through the power of the Force, managing to cleanse them with the dark side, making them the iconic white. Obviously, we all know about Mace Windu and his purple saber. Some say it is associated with Force users who wield both light and dark sides of the Force. We do know that Mace was able to feed off the dark side and revert it back onto his opponent. So he used to have a blue saber, but when he got his own synthetic crystal, then feeding his personality and Force energy, that's where you get his signature purple. Definitely not because Samuel L. Jackson wanted to be seen in the films. There was an orange saber wielded by a Jedi named Yaddle, a female that is the same species as Yoda. This colour was associated with negotiation. Alongside this, Plo Koon in Legends. Shoutouts to anyone who played Jedi Power Battles in the PlayStation 1. But this was later changed to blue, so as you can imagine, these were really rare. And there is a little crossover with Consular. But I wonder if the Jedi Order had adopted synthetic crystals during its height, just how many of them we would have a variety of colours, and then I could find you more examples of typical personalities behind them. The last one I'd like to cover is the Dark Saber. I won't go crazy into its history because I feel like that deserves its own video. But in short, this ancient blade made by Ter Vizsla, the first Mandalorian to become a Jedi, and later rule Mandalore so well that his saber became a symbol of respect that could unite them. His clan, after his death, liberated it from the temple, and from then on it became the very symbol of Mandalorian supremacy over the Jedi, with many falling to its blade. Handed down from warrior to warrior through deadly duels, eventually making it to Death Watch, then Maul, and in the future becoming the very symbol that unites Mandalore again. But why does Moff Gideon have it? That I want to know. Let me know if you want to hear more about this one. It's simply too cool not to cover, even just a little. Overall, this does not touch the sheer amount of colours you may see in Legends, but I feel like we covered all the ones you will see both in movies and animated series. I would love to hear what you guys love about this lore, what saber you would have, and this was my first lore video. I'll be slowly finding my place in these, but I do love a good excuse to read into everything Star Wars. Thank you for watching the video, like, subscribe, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.